Welcome to your English class, this time lesson 17. We are with direct reported speech. You already seen a few sentences in direct speech. You have one on the blackboard. He said, today is Thursday. When you look at that sentence, today is Thursday, it is in present, and secondly, it is near. So when we speak in direct speech, we are telling a close, present, a near event as it is. When we report it, we are tell the same thing to another person in the distance. Meaning thereby, if today I said today is Thursday and you are reporting it tomorrow, naturally the today is no more the right word. To refer to this word, you will have to have another word, a word of distance, to convey the same meaning. Similarly, the verb here is, which is telling it is right today. Whereas if I were to report it tomorrow, automatically the Thursday is gone, and therefore this verb is will have to be in past tense. In other words, direct speech uses a lot of words of nearness, whereas reported speech uses a lot of words of distance. So in your grammar book, both of those, English for nurses as well as the essential English language skills, you will find words of nearness and words of distance, which you must virtually learn by heart. You will learn by heart by doing exercises and therefore using your skill in using the words of nearness and the words of distance. Words of nearness, words of distance. Just to give you an example, the word here is today, and when you report it, the word of distance will become that day. Similarly, the verb here is, and the word of distance for that would become was. Now this way, you will find a whole collection of words of nearness and words of distance in your grammar books, as I told you. In English for nurses, English for nurses, page 226, rule 4. And in your essential language skills, essential language skills, page 29. In this, you will find a list of words of nearness and words of distance, which you will learn by heart. Now we take actual sentences and we turn them into recorded speech, type wise, and as many as we can do it today. You are writing statement, sentence number 1. He said, quotation. Yes. I'm changing it into reported speech. He said is in past tense. This we have to remember. Therefore, he said remains. He said remains as it is, no change. Now we are connecting both. In a statement, when we connect, we use the word that. We use the word that. He said that. Therefore, the today becomes again that day. He said that that day was Thursday. Look at it very carefully. Every word of nearness, today became that day, is became was. And by doing it, we have kept the meaning and the event to the same meaning. Otherwise, we would be changing it. Suppose tomorrow, you're talking about today. He said that today is Thursday, you would be conveying a wrong meaning. And that's the reason why words of distance have to be used. Similarly, suppose I were to say, he said to us, comma, quotation. Tomorrow is not Sunday. Look at that sentence. Here is the statement again, but this time in negative. Tomorrow is not Sunday. Negative. Again, the rules of change are same. They don't change. He said to us becomes he told us. The said to becomes told. The first change. He told us, and there is a joining word. This comma quotation becomes the joining word that. He told us that the next, here it is written tomorrow, it is a word of nearness. The corresponding word of distance is the next day. The next day was not Sunday. He told us that the next day was not Sunday. Tomorrow, word of nearness has changed into the next day, is a word of nearness has changed into was. Another thing, the comma, the quotation that we had here in direct speech, they have been removed. You have simple sentence there. He told us that the next day was not Sunday. To make the point clear, I do one more sentence before we go to see the next type of sentence. Here is a sentence. Sarita says the fruit was very sweet. Well, changing it, we do this way. Sarita says, why? Because it is present tense, says. There is also present tense. We keep it as it is. That we have changed the joining word there. Comma quotation has changed into that. The fruit was very So very good to see that when the verb here, reporting verb, is in present tense, there is no need to change the other verbs because they will not give any different meaning. So to convey the same meaning, we have to keep the verb as it is. Sarita says the fruit was very sweet. Sarita says that the fruit was very sweet. We have not changed the meaning, whether as it was spoken or when changing the reported speech. For that matter, therefore, there is hardly any change. The changes come only when the past tense is used in the reporting verb. Let me give you one more sentence there. Here, Vimal said Arun will be writing a story. Now, when you put that there, now when we change into reported speech, Vimal said, and here we have to change the joining word. Vimal said that Arun will be is a word of nearness. It changes into past form. Arun would be writing. Arun would be writing a story. There it is. Vimal said that Arun would be writing a story. We have kept the meaning intact without any change. Now we can go for another type of sentence. These are statements. What we have. The next type of sentence we have are the questions. So we take two examples of questions. In your previous lesson, you had two question sentences, and they are this way. He said to me, what is your name? That's the question there. Now we have to change it into reported speech. How does it change? He said to obviously ask, because you ask a question. He asked me. We remove this, therefore we use this what in small letter. The capital what there becomes a small what. He asked me what my name. Now look at there, the word your name has become my name because he was asking me what my name was. What my name was. Initially, in the beginning, it might sound strange, but this is the way we can keep the meaning intact. If you carefully observe these two, there is a change in structure of the sentence. Here came what, the WH word, followed by the helping verb, and followed by subject. This is the structure in the original direct speech. In direct speech, that is the structure. What plus helping verb plus subject. Whereas in the reported speech, the what becomes the joining word. The what becomes the joining word followed by subject. And then the verb. This is the structure of the normal sentence. Subject comes first, verb comes afterwards. Subject comes first, verb comes afterwards. This is an important change that you will have to keep in mind. Let us take another example. He asked, let us use a simple word. He said to us, comma, quotation, are you following me? The word are you following me means are you able to understand me? Now therefore if we have to report it, how does it become? He asked us this are, we remove it, this comma quotation we remove and we put a joining word if. The joining word this time is if. He asked us if the you actually refers to the us. The you refers to us. Therefore, if we were following, the me refers to the he, therefore following him. This is very important to watch there. He said to us, are you following me? And while changed, it becomes, he asked us if we were following him. There are a number of changes. Here is the word asked, because in the question it is said to, it has become asked, the first change. The second is, we use a joining word if, and we use the subject here, you becomes we, it refers to the us over here. And the are, which is in present tense, has become past tense. Present tense has become past tense. And finally, the me here has become him. Or every word of nearness has changed into word of distance. The reason being to keep the same meaning. He asked us if we were following him. I'll do one more sentence of this type so that you are able to register it. Then we will have some assignment. Don't you know the way home? That is a sentence. Don't you know the way home, comma, I said. So here there is one you, and in the whole sentence if you see, it is not clear who is that you. So let us presume that you are reporting. Therefore obviously the you is referring to yourself. Accordingly, here when we say I asked you. I am asking you. Not now, yesterday I had asked. So I asked you if is removing this comma quotation. If you didn't know. If you didn't know the way home, normal full stop. Look at that again. I asked you if you didn't know the way home. There are a number of changes. I asked you. The I said, which is at the tail end, comes here. I asked. Whom did I ask? I asked you. Then you need a joining word there. If you subject. So joining word, subject. You is the subject, and here the verb don't know. Don't know has become didn't know. Therefore, the verb. The verb has come together this time. Here it was divided into two different places, and the subject came in between, but here verb is together. And of course, the remaining sentence plus the rest of the sentence or the remaining sentence. Okay. I asked you if you didn't know the way home. In this, there is no question word. We can choose a question with a question word and see how that changes. Who are you, sir? And that is asked. And what do you want? Comma. And there they cried. That is the one. Now we are going to change it. We come down to the blackboard. First we take that part. They asked. They asked. They asked, who are you, sir? They asked. They are using the word respectfully. So, sir is speaking to someone with respect. They asked respectfully. They asked respectfully. Therefore, this word sir has come inside this. They asked respectfully. Now, the joining word, as I told you, who becomes small. Who, the sir, whoever. Who he was. Now look at this. Are you? You are. So you becomes he and the are becomes was. It is in present tense. Here it has become past tense. Who he was and what. Again, you means he wanted. Full stop. They asked respectfully who he was and what he wanted. The changes, if you see very carefully, the who remains a joining word now. Who has become the joining word now, followed by the you is the subject that changed into he, therefore subject, and then the verb, and then the remaining sentence. Who he was, that's the first part. And again, what he wanted. The remaining sentence is not here, so only the verb. And this is the way the question sentences change. After this, therefore, now you can practice for yourself a few sentences, both on statements and question, that will help you to master this skill.